Hello, welcome back to Monster Train. It's 2:30 a.m. I probably sound more tired. Let me just so I'm on a different screen. I sound different. Let me go through the explanation phase, shall I? I began recording this episode at midnight. I had a nice day today. I did some research, some like self-teaching stuff. I spent some time relaxing. I got a pizza. It's a good day. And I put Monster Train off. I was gonna do it at midnight, give myself like an hour to wind down, and then go to bed. I got 7 minutes into this episode, and then my power went out. And my power just came back on. I waited like 5 minutes to make sure it wasn't gonna go off again. The recording was corrupted, but I thought the start to this run was pretty cool. It was pretty fun. I was actually looking forward to playing through it. Despite the clan combo, I did a whole, oh my god, Monster Train, stop giving me Umbra bit. It was, great fun, enjoyable all around. You will never see that the recording is corrupted. My power went out. Thank you, rural America infrastructure. So, with all of that out of the way, I thought that this run had a really, not a really cool start, but it was a run that I was excited to play through. So rather than doing another Exile Awoken random start and acting like this never happened, I figured I would tell you about all of this and then I would just generate this challenge and start the run. I was not far at 7 minutes. I was at the start of Combat 2. I think I was on like round 2 of Combat 2, and then my power went out. So I will play through the episode beginning as I did. It's not too hard to make the same choices. I remember what they were. However, uh, I sound tired because I just got out of bed. Why did I just get out of bed? Well, I had nothing better to do, so I just went and I laid down. And yeah, I won't be able to submit a new score or whatever. I laid down because I had nothing better to do. I put out my candles, I finished my water, and I got in bed. I didn't fall asleep though, because if I fell asleep, I would have not woken up. So that's what I did today. I had a different question for you, but in light of recent events, I would like to ask you, how often do you experience power outages, and for how long? This is a question that is pertinent to me because I feel like they happen a lot. It's also an interesting question. I can feel the voice shifting a little bit. Take a deep breath. It's interesting because a friend of mine who lives in a major city, he said to me, I think your power has gone out more in the last year than it has in my entire life. And I thought about that and I went, huh? Yeah, probably. I mean, if you live in a big city, you don't gotta worry about weird stuff like tornadoes knocking down power lines or high winds pushing over trees or things like that. So I imagine it is a question of this is basically a question of how good is your infrastructure. And the answer is, for me, it's passable. I have high-speed internet, so I'm blessed. Even if it's not the greatest and most stable connection, I am blessed nonetheless. Try to keep a positive mindset. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. It's Exile Awoken, Exile Umbra. The craziest part of all of this is that I chose to start this run again with Exile Umbra. This one might just completely whiff, by the way, but it's Soulsucker, Talos, Rage Fell, Chase Seraph, we have Restoration, Detonation, Prismal Dust, Awake. I will do my best. It should not be too hard. I take Wing Technology here. I take Strangler, he's on the right. I did this moments ago. It's a little bit, this is unprecedented for Monster Train. I did take the money as well. This is all rather unprecedented for Monster Train as a mainline series. However, it's basically, I feel like a lot of times in positions like this, I'm gonna get off topic in this combat start, I hope you don't mind. A lot of times in times like this, I will find myself in this position where I have, hey, that's different. Blink didn't kill both of those enemies last time. I will find myself in this position here where it's like, well, why don't I do this? Well, I've never done it like this, Like, why don't I change why can't I just start this run? Well, I've never started this run like this before, so I can't do it, right? And basically that sucks. and I thought this run looked interesting, and I was looking forward to playing it. I was actually very disappointed when my power went out. And so, yeah, why can't I just fire it up again? Hey, I made that exact same, the mistake I just made, I made that same mistake last time. I did not play the Prismal Dust, even though I will not redraw it. This combat played out differently. When I played this last time, my Wendleton had less health, and I won because of a good restoration detonation. There is a difference here because of the minor differences of, like, order of cards played means that Plink generated a different morsel, and that morsel was a lifesteal morsel. It happens, it doesn't matter. I take Razor Sharp Edge, and I take Perils. And this is rough. So I got through the choices here. Yeah, you can see this is where I didn't, my run was still alive, but I wanted to play through this section so you could see how we got here. So I look at the steel shop, I see these things, yes. And you will just have to believe me that this is what I did. I took Morselmaker, I took plus 25, and I re-rolled for large stone. And this is about where I was. So I spent a little more time going back and forth. I had a little introspective saying that I think that Umbra is probably not as bad as I like to make it out to be. And I use it as a crutch to hide behind, like, oh, well, I lost this run, but it was because of Umbra. And I think that that's important for me to get out here as well to you. However, the idea here is basically that Strangler Wendleton kills every unit if he lives long enough, and Morselmaker gives you a lot of time and a really high health point to just heal through with cards like Awoken, Restoration Detonation. So hypothetically speaking, this should win, and I think it's interesting to see if it does, because Morselmaker has the interesting property of being very good except for he runs out of health, and Awake and Restoration Detonation should counteract that. So I think it's interesting. I think it's fun. I believe I remember taking the money. I don't remember if I did or not. I'll just take it anyway. And we're pretty much in Uncharted territory now. I could spend some money, but I'm okay. I think that there is a perfectly fine and reasonable case to go right path, look for a better Awoken unit like an Animus of Will to carry, or one of the sweepers, and oh, my left monitor just turned off for a second there, and I thought my power went out again, and I was gonna be very upset. I switched my recording though. And I don't know why I switched off of this, but in OBS, there is a file format that you can record in which will not corrupt if your power goes out. And so I have switched to that, so no matter what, you will be hearing this if I have to edit it together or what have you. But anyway, the other big thing about this game plan is that we're really strong right now. Like, nothing gets past this floor. I have a huge wall of health with Morselmaker, and, like, the problem with the Morselmaker tank strategy, because the Morselmaker tank strategy used to be legitimately pretty good. Nothing mind-blowing or groundbreaking or anything like that, but it used to be legitimately decent. The problem with it is, on the Divinity, the Harvest Wave just annihilates you. But with a little help from Wendleton, I think that that will not be the case. I will take Razor Sharp Edge. The unit draft, from here on I have not seen any of this, by the way. We are in Uncharted territory. The best option here is probably Morsel Master Infusion to give me 4 morsels to frontline for me, but we'll see. It's kind of a toss-up between Razor Sharp and Steel Enhancer, because Steel Enhancer gives health back to Wendleton, which is a bit of a problem. He will run out of health. I'm gonna take the second Razor Sharp, but just know I might need to take the other one. I will take another Prismal Dust. I don't respect lifesteal here. Yeah, Morsel Master. There you go. I feel justified in dredging this run up from the depths and bringing it to you. I think that this is cool. I'm looking at the duplicates because there is nothing I can see in the right path. It is completely worthless, but I'm just going pyre health here pretty much. There's nothing to duplicate. There's no steel shop upgrade, and I guess the good side here is there could be something to duplicate. If I want to, like, value stone something, perhaps, I don't know. Value stone awake is not too bad, or I could value stone prismal dust and dupe it. Could value stone razor sharp edge, but that's less good. I think I like value stone awake, or I actually just like value stone prismal dust here, and then I'm going, and I don't think it's that good, but I think it's worth it so that I have something worth duplicating here. And then we can go hit the caverns. Oh man, in my mind's eye, I saw this. In my mind's eye, I saw major refraction, minor refraction here. And I said, I dare you. That's pretty fun. Not that useful, really. Maybe it's just bad. You know, it's okay. But like, the problem with it is if you play 2 of this Morselmaker master combo, you actually get nothing for it because it can't generate you any morsels. Oh. Little something there. But making this one size, it has to have some sort of benefit, right? There's a downside, which is, I guess it lets me play morsels like this, yeah. There's a downside, which is, if I see Pyrestone housing, I can't give him more health, but I'm really not worried about that. It doesn't matter. And my man is scaling. He's getting 12 per round. That is formidable. Nothing ever leaves this floor. The only way right now that an enemy ever gets past me is if the floor overflows. That is the only possible way that an enemy escapes this early game position. And that's fine with me. I'm gonna coast for a while. I'm not gonna play anything too intense. I'm just gonna kind of click on a few cards here and there. Like, I could play these Razor Sharps, but I'm just gonna press Prismal Dust. This Morsel Master Maker combo will eventually kill everything with the help of Strangler. With a little help from our good buddy. He's gonna scale too slowly to kill everything in the endgame, of course. There's no surprise there. But, and this is why I'm 70 pack shards right now. We're very strong. This guy, yeah, 16 damage shield. It looks good. So our defense is there. I need a little bit more attack, I think. Basically, I feel like it's going to depend a little bit on if we get Predator or not. No, Trample Sweep is fun. Yeah, Trample Sweep is good. Umbra Stone works. Don't need any of these. It's gotta be energy because we have root seeds, yeah. You notice that even though we played a lot of Umbra lately, there's still no Morsel Maids? Again? Please, do not show me Morsel Maid. I don't want to play that shit. It's interesting. I kind of want to find... Holdover Perils was one idea, and then I could look for Void Binding. Or I go right. I don't really know what I want on the right, though. Removals are actually not bad. I should look ahead. Yeah. Yeah, I should go right. I don't need magic right now. I want to get rid of these train stewards. Crack this bad boy open, we get... Oh, buddy, what the hell? It's a really long pause there. I'm just like, I got lost in thought on that one. I'm gonna click on Volatile Gauge. I've said many times, I think there are some scenarios where Volatile Gauge really pops off, and I think that this is one of them. I'm gonna go ahead and slap a Value Stone into Razor Sharp. I think that this is a position where Volatile Gauge does very well. A shame about the Thorn Lord. Yeah, I really don't want you to give me 3 stings, so this could be this could be the unbelievable, extremely rare Volatile Gauge Strangler 3 Morselmaker run. That's every component of this run right now, looped into one. Because Thornlord actively hurts me, and I clicked Volatile Gauge already. Would I have clicked Thornlord if I didn't have? If I didn't have Volatile Gauge? Nah, probably not. But the reasons we took Volatile Gauge here are as follows. There's a few reasons that this is playable here. Would you like to hear them before you type out your "oh my god, I can't believe he did this" comment? And I want you to know that regardless of victory or defeat here, I think that this is the correct play. Why? So, first and foremost, this is Awoken Umbra, the 2 clans with energy-based cards, is the word I'm looking for. Energy-based cards. Not Furnace Tap. Not Ember Forge. What's it called? Engine Upgrade. Engine Upgrade and Pyre Grow are in this clan combo. So that is a strong first part of the case. The second part of the case is that our main unit costs 2, so it's very hard for him to cost more. It's not impossible, it's just hard for him to cost more than his base cost is. And lastly, I took energy. I think I might have already said that, but I took energy. So Volatile Gauge just becomes +3 draw. I said lastly, but I have more to say. It's also good because I don't care about playing point. And the card that I do care about playing, Prismal Dust, is an X cost card, which is unaffected by Volatile Gauge. So what Volatile Gauge basically does is it cycles this deck unbelievably quickly to the like 3 cards that I care about here, which are Razor Sharp, and then the 4 Prismal Dusts, without really offering too much of a negative. By taking Volatile Gauge, I basically removed Plink and Root Seeds from this run. That's a simpler way to put it. Shroud Spike. Nah, I don't think so. Gem Trove. No, because I don't want to have to play the Morsels. They get in the way. Yeah. It's also an interesting note that this gets you to trample stone faster on turns where you're on like every combat, and you can also afford trample stone. So yeah, I generally think that this was a very good choice. We will see if I am correct, but I think that this was the right pick. It's good to make a Razor Sharp cost 1 less. I'm gonna look at the relic. Root Split Mask does nothing. I don't... Lost Luggage does nothing. Sap Tap does nothing. These are all terrible. These are all extremely bad. I guess Lost Luggage is the best of the worst here because it draws you 2 cards. Sap Tap draws you maybe 2, probably 1. I guess Lost Luggage is best. It's a terrible pick though. They're all bad. I don't need health, Bone Dog. Get out of here. Scram. Scray, Bone Dog. Remove Consume on a Prismal Dust here is decent. This lets me try to pump out enough damage shield to outpace Chased. I'm just gonna reroll this for another -1. Double Stack is also very good. I want to -1 Root Seeds to try to make them playable. More playable, I should say. Yeah, we have a Value Stone, Double Stack, and a Value Stone Remove Consume Prismal Dust. Those are both very good. I think that this run looks like way stronger than it should. I believe... I really actually think that this might just be in the bag as is. I don't really foresee this one running into any troubles. I'm interested to see what could go wrong here. But like, these turns are kind of juicy, man. It is self-made harpy. I will play. I think that you prioritize the Prismal Dust. The interesting problem actually is that I can't really like play Prismal Dust because I always have. I have too many Prismal Dusts. That's the interesting problem here. Like, I'm always drawing it. I think that because of Strangler, I should just be stacking up my damage shield. The only thing that can kill me is the boss, and the boss is a 100 pack shard self-made harpy, to be fair. So I'm going to need a lot of damage shield, but I do have a lot of damage shield. It's a sycophant self-made harpy too, so this thing's gonna do like 70. 63, I was close. But it is only 7 attacks. I should probably play Razor Sharp Edge. The first round gets cleaned up and blocked by morsels, and then we have 3 rounds, a little more than 3 rounds after that. Arrows, you just have to cost a little bit less, my man. We have 4 rounds. We're good, right? Oh, wow. 35 damage shield, and I still almost lose to self-made harpy. Fuck you, self-made harpy. That's bullshit, and you know it. I put up 30 damage shield, and I almost lost to this shit. And I guess to be fair, I was doing 120 damage per round, but still, fuck you, self-made harpy. I don't deserve that. Brimble Lash, Restoring Retreat, who buddy. Ember Forge, who buddy. Let me tell ya. This deck's biggest problem is that it draws really fast through all the cards. The cards just suck. Get out of here, Perils. The cards in this deck are just terrible. I'm drawing into nothing. I'll put money into removing Plink, I guess. At the end of the day, the bad part of Volatile Gauge is that there are a lot of removals available to me. And so I'm really gaining very little value. But that's not my fault. The game has given me a bunch of dog shit. I'm gonna do -1. I'm just gonna keep doing -1 root seeds. And we're gonna do a holdover Razor Sharp Edge. I still don't really foresee an issue. I live for so long. Like, I just lived for so long with this damage shield. And the trample should stop enemies from hurting us. The trample sweep combo. So I think your biggest fear here is, it's gotta be relentless, right? These morsels should lock enemies down forever. And so I should put an early game. Yeah, I'm gonna put the early parts of the fight towards scaling Wendleton's damage. And I'm going to put the late parts of the fight, so the second half, towards playing the damage shield cards. For max value, I should say. But there is really no reason to play the unupgraded one when I could play the upgraded one, right? When it comes to the damage shields. That turn's not very cool. I guess it's fine. Trample sweep, man. Look at that. That unit took 80 plus 64 from the sweep. Trample. Combo. I don't know why I spoke it out like that, but... So 4x is the best I can play Prismal Dust for, so I should play it for 4x on the double stack when I can. X equals 4 is your optimal case. And here is where I will consider, and I probably will just play a 4x Prismal Dust instead of the holdover Razor Sharp Edge. Because I want more damage shield, and this is where we prioritize damage shield over Razor Sharps. 110 attack though should be plenty. On the Divinity I will have to do some little working to ensure that Wendleton never dies. Probably best thing to do will just be, like, I can drop an Awake, and I can... Yeah, I don't need to drop an Awake on Fel, obviously, but later on I can heal him, I can do things like that. Should really be a non-concern. His health's getting to single digits, so I'm getting a little bit afraid. Drop the Awake. Fel should have no way of getting through our 28 damage shield, yeah, no chance. Do 16 times 4? That's quite a bit. I mean, I feel much better. I almost lost to Self-Made Harpy, and I was like, ooh, I almost lost to a 4 or 5 boss, but that Self-Made Harpy was no normal 4 or 5 boss, let me tell you what. That was a 72 damage 7x monster right there. That was a menace. I'm down to take Kindle. I'm down to clown with Kindle. Absolutely. Double energy gaming, and then we go right because I don't need anything from the steel shop. Jackstrips is great. I was just thinking, would love a way to make sure I don't take a bunch to the damage shield wave. Damage shield wave not super threatening because we have Strangler, but still. I think that Jackstrips offers plenty of utility here. I think the best thing to duplicate is Razor Sharp Edge, but the holdover one is kind of awkward because I can't really give up 4 health per turn. So maybe I don't want to duplicate that, but what do I want to duplicate then? Prismal Dust? Kindle? Probably Kindle. Kindle's cooler. And how often do I get to duplicate Kindle, huh? Hey, Predator. Oh, Predator is terrible. Or is it? No, I actually think I want to go Strangler 3. I don't think I care about Quick in this round. Because I have... The enemies have to hit 8 times before my Morselmaker starts taking damage. Yeah, I'm gonna go Strangler 3. It really is... It really is that way. This one really is the Volatile Gauge Strangler 3 Morselmaker combo. Heaven's Seal, if the enemies move up, I am dead. So Heaven's Seal is fine. We are really about this. Hell yeah. Fuck 'em up, Team Morsel. This is not the worst time to play Kindle. I can, but I'd rather do like this is a setup turn. I don't need to go on damage shield here. You could do like a Kindle, play your maintenance cards, and then play the damage shield, but I want to get a fatter payout than that. I want a payout that makes me go, oh, wow. It's gonna be kind of hard because of Ember Drain though, to be fair. Indeed. It is a payout, but I'm not wowed. If I'm not wowed, it's a no deal, Sharks. Just sweep on the Divinity. There's like one wave with sweep, right? That enemy goes first as well, so it's a little concerning. Sweep is a bit of an issue. Because the sweep takes off all of the damage shield at once, right? Like 4 hits in one. But it's only a problem if the sweeper is in the front. So, not that big of a deal here. Yeah, they don't even, like, this wave doesn't even get through. Yeah, I think it's worth it to heal up. Just to be safe, you know? My man's got spikes to deal with and such. I think that there's no real concern here. I refuse to take a suboptimal Prismal Dust. No, because I'm not gonna... No, stick to your morals, me. I refuse to take a suboptimal Prismal Dust. Give me the best Prismal Dust of all time, or give me no Prismal Dust. It's not death, that would be disingenuous to say. There is not really a risk of dying in this combat. However, I know who I am and I know what I'm here for. Yeah, Ember Drain, you bitch. 14. I'll take it. Yeah, and again, like single hits, these enemies have to go through so much to actually defeat me. And if I put enough damage shield on Morselmaker, he'll kill the Divinity for you. Feast. Actively bad. If I ever play Feast, I'm pretty sure I just lose, which is funny. Not for me, of course, but for you it's funny. It's a little funny for me as well. I mean, I'm gonna start getting rid of root seeds now. This is a weird one because Volatile Gauge just kind of locked me out of having meaningful cards to play. Hey, Light Skipped is insane. That's very ridiculous. And Mark of a Champion is worth 20 attack, which is a real amount. Light Skipped is like the nail in the coffin here. This run already looked pretty donezo, but like, Light Skipped, come on. Just throwing me this one. I'm gonna go to 19 cards. At 19 cards, I'm pretty sure I draw my deck consistently every turn. Because I can draw 10 cards per turn. I go to 18, etc. Could honestly get rid of one of these restoration detonations, I bet. Somewhere along the line I should have thrown a -1 over to Awake, but I can go over by 15 for a value stone. Is it worth it? Probably not. Let's do it. It makes me feel safer, and that's all I really care about. Is this useful? Almost certainly not, but I feel better. Because I'm gonna be able to keep Wendleton's health high. I got a Light's Gift into Chase Seraph. That's pretty fun. Maybe I should have dumped one of these Kindles here. Wendleton, the 20 attack is like, it's extremely valuable for this run. Like, it's extremely valuable because you get... It's like, it's 2 Razor Sharps, and that might not sound like a lot, but 2 Razor Sharps in this economy is quite a bit. It's a very meaningful amount of value. Not be spreading my damage shield like that, but I guess hopefully the enemies are all dead. Oh baby, wait a minute. Here it is, here it is, here it is. This is what you've been waiting for. 21. It's a big Prismal Dust. Too bad I didn't play that on a card that felt more impactful. That didn't feel that cool. That's kind of sad. Yeah. And the damage shield just goes away. Yeah. It was fun while it lasted. Maybe I should have held those Kindles and then actually waited for the double stack. I don't know. I don't foresee it being a big problem here. We have this +4 every round. Or not every round, but every couple of rounds. Probably like every other round, right? You ever have a big thing in my life when I was growing up? People around me always use, this is a quick aside, people around me always use the term a couple to mean like a few. And I remember saying, hey, can you give me a couple of those to someone once? And they brought me 2 of the object that I wanted, and I was like, this is only 2. And they said, yeah, you wanted a couple. That's 2. And I felt like I opened my eyes for the first time that day. I was wondering if anyone had a similar experience, actually, because, like, it really fucked me up for a while. I still use a couple to mean a few, and that is just a contextual thing. I haven't really had a whole lot of people tell me that they were confused by that terminology, but that's where that comes from. People around me always use a couple to just mean a few. Just some. The difference is pretty minor, I feel. I'm no linguist, so I don't really know. Deep dive on the meanings of words is tough, man. Wow. I was actually gonna say I wouldn't be surprised if this one is tight. Indeed. Before I play Razor Sharp, I want to play Root Seeds for the kill. I'm off by 2. There, if the chase dies to my jack strips. Sure. Why don't I want to play Razor Sharp here? I'm worried about losing 2 HP and having it push me over some sort of threshold. And honestly, this is pretty funny. There, if the chase dies to my jack strips. How ridiculous. Have you ever seen that? In all your years of Monster Train, have you ever seen Seraph die to jack strips? I haven't. I can tell you confidently, I have not. I feel now, 36 minutes into this run, that this one really was something special. This was worth me replaying and not just letting scatter to the wind. This one was really something else, I have to say. I'm gonna not play Kindle. My biggest opponent here is Wendleton's health bar. Thought about playing Kindle to give myself like a little energy here to play a Prismal Dust with, but I'll be alright. I mean, we draw it back so fast, right? It's not really a fear. I don't think anyway. Yeah, so I want to play Kindle, and then I want to play the double stack Prismal Dust on this turn to give Wendleton 18 Prismal Dust. That should give you enough damage shield to live forever. And from this position, I will just now focus on putting damage shield onto Morselmaker, Maker, whatever. And he will build up enough damage shield to tank. Well, he doesn't have to tank anything. Now that you mention it, the enemy we have light skipped. The reason that last combat was difficult was because it was Seraph that chased him and he just clears the days. This run is actually, like, it's crazy strong because it beat moments. There were a lot of moments here that this run lost, right? This is a run that fought a lot of hard counters. I'm playing a line that is all damage shield into Chase Seraph, and I'm playing a line that's all damage shield into fucking 63 attack, 7 multi-striking goddamn self-made harpy. And this deck does what it's supposed to do so well that it overcame both of those challenges. I'm gonna put the damage shield on Wendleton, because he's gonna lose a lot of it to the spikes. And this is the wave that farms you, by the way. This is the problem child wave. And so thankfully I get to fight it again. The problem arises. This is actually the better version though, because if it was the two goons wave, not the one harvester wave, this would be more concerning. Because you can just get locked in this endless cycle of giving the enemies armor and not scaling fast enough to kill them. However, that is not appearing to be the case here. So, yeah. And I was mostly worried that like a mini boss and a harvest enemy get trapped in there. and then you just get stuck forever. I did lose a lot of my damage shield though, which is sad. But we should win Relentless. We should win Relentless off the virtue of the Morselmaker combo. He should have enough health and attack to just pop, 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 even without the damage shield. Keep this one perfect. Did I get hit on this run? I don't remember. Why'd they all die? Oh, he has double strike. Of course he has double strike. Yeah, yeah. Of course he does. Again, thank you Prismal Dust for your contributions to society here. You did a great job, Prismal Dust. I think that this is a hands down victory. Absolutely. What a ridiculous run. I really feel like this run takes everything that you feel like is supposed to be bad and just uses it to win. Strangler 3 is supposed to be awful. Morselmaker tank is also supposed to be very bad. Volatile gauge, also terrible. And yet, when you combine them all, you get a very clean victory. Like an absurdly, absurdly clean victory. How about that? Did I take any damage? No, right? How could an enemy ever hit me? Yeah. No. I got a Jackstrips kill on Seraph the Chase. How ridiculous. Copy this so I can put it in my notepad. Thank you for watching. I'm very glad that I played this run. There was a part of me that was like, maybe I should toss this. But this one would have been a shame to lose. I probably would have been with a little more gusto if I hadn't lost power, but, you know, it is what it is. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, don't forget to leave me a like. Subscribe if you want to see more. I'll see you in the next one. Have a good one.